Thank God for another day, roll another J. Hopefully it'll take the pain away, fade away like MJ from the free throw line. I see no signs of stopping, I'm not in my prime. What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. I got this candle with me, nice and scented, you feel me? And the reason why I got this candle is I'm gonna show y'all a demonstration of why sometimes you just gotta don't add fuel to the fire, but in the candle's case, don't add air to the fire. Let's watch this. 1, 2, 3. All right, now, as you can see, the candle is on. Let me put it on, you can see it on, right? This is what you got going on. This is your life right here. These candles. Now, it could be a situation where you're angry with someone, you have tension with something, or whatever the case is, you got problems, right? This is what you gotta do. You gotta be the plate. Now, what do you mean by plate? You gotta be the plate. You gotta be the plate. You gotta be the plate. Now look at this here. You're like, what the is he doing? Hold on. The fire is gone. So pretty much what I wanted to say is, any and everything you have in your life, there's always going to be a fire. There's always going to be controversy, commotion in your life, right? So we got to be able to find ways to not add fuel to the fire or have air in order to let the fire breathe. Because a lot of things we do to ourselves, like situations that we're not supposed to put ourselves in. Most of the times it's our mouth. We react off emotions just as humans in general. So one thing I realize is that when you're in a state of being mad or angry, I would just take time to actually understand, like, why are you feeling this type of way, and reflect upon it. A lot of people don't like to do that. They just react in the present moment, and they just say what's on the top of their mind. And I feel like that's a detriment to whatever you got going on, because let's just say, for instance, you have an opportunity and you don't see something that agrees with you, so you just lash out on it, right? And then that lashing out moment costs you the opportunity. So it's always good to analyze from, all right, if I say this and do this, it's only going to make the fire bigger. Now, how can we even stop the fire in the first place? Most of the times we're not even able to stop the fire in the first place, right? We're here when the fire is already established. So our job when the fire is already here is to use the plate, or better yet, be the plate. We have to be able to put the fire out and not let it boil over to a point where now the fire just took over the whole house, and now your wife looking at you like what we gonna do? Sometimes you just gotta think over, because it only takes one reaction, one split reaction for everything to change. And imagine if you've been working for something your whole life, right? You got to this set moment, and one small instance of anger just ruins it all. And then when you look back at it, maybe a few days later, you'd be like, damn, was it really worth me being angry at that span of time? So the best thing to do is just, me personally, what I do is take a deep breath. I'd be like, why is this happening? How does this feel like? Because I definitely understand of being angry, because when I didn't have emotional intelligence, I would just lash out. And when I say lash out is I would hold certain stuff in for a span of time, and then that last instance where I just can't hold it no more, and I just unleash all of that emotions onto one person or one scenario, and people will look at you like, damn, I never seen this side of you. But we're all humans, we all have emotions, right? It's always wise to be the plate, use a plate, just so the fire doesn't boil over. Let's have emotional intelligence for certain things, certain events, because it'll be a shame to fall victim to your emotions. We're supposed to be able to control our emotions because they're a part of us. And yeah, it took a while to understand that my emotions are not of me, but day by day, as you continue to practice emotional intelligence and emotional awareness, it gets better. How do you practice emotional intelligence? That's a good question. So what I would do is write down certain patterns that I have. No, scratch that. Write down the incident and then realize what type of patterns do I have. So you'll write down this event happened, that event happened, and you'll look through it through a span of however incidences that you have, and then you'll realize a certain trigger point that you might have that might be in common. So then you'll ask yourself a question like, how do I let this trigger me to the point where I just lash out? And then that's when you realize like, all right, this is a certain part of me that I need to change. This is a certain part of me that I need to grow and excel at. And there's no shame in saying stuff like that, because a lot of people look at it like we're quote unquote perfect, but that's not how life is. Life is imperfect. We're imperfect. So you got to take it easy on yourself, because we're not all going to get it all at once. And that's my biggest problem, because I'm very impatient. The words that I like to use now is patiently impatient. I'm very patiently impatient. So I realized that amongst myself, and I have to realize like certain things are not going to come at the speed that you desire it at. It's at the speed that is necessary for you to achieve whatever you got going on, in order to achieve just becoming a better self. For example, when you're working out in the gym, you're not going to see results the first day you start working out. You continue to show up and continue to grind, continue to be consistent, and working hard. That's when you start to see the results. That's when you realize like, I always had this in me. And that's the greatest feeling of all, just to realize that you have positivity, you have success already in you. It's up to you to unlock it. So what you gonna do? Are you gonna be that plate, or you just gonna let the fire rain? I know what I'm gonna do.